Cool.
You just slate to this camera, ready when you are.
Brandon Davis, Phase Hero. James, I finally saw it. Oh my God, you did it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you. This is like a Superman that I looked at and I was like, I want to be that guy, which I think is really cool.
Oh, cool.
And he's such a human character, and you do such a good job. You take a character like Superman, and you've done this with raccoons and trees and aliens, and now a Kryptonian, where you make them so human through their relationships, through their family. And I'm starting to wonder, are you going through like $10 bazillion 10-month therapy sessions for putting parts of yourself in these movies? Because it just seems so real.
I don't know. I don't know how much of me that really is in the movie. I just, I kind of go into a different state when I'm writing and, finding these characters. And I grew up with Superman. I feel so close to him and the whole gang that it just is the way that, it's what I find interesting. What I find interesting is seeing this character. We know his mythology. We know who the character is, where he's from, and focusing on different parts of Superman than maybe we normally do. So instead of focusing on him when he's just falling in love with Lois or him when he's married with Lois, it's him in a part of the relationship where Lois is like, we've been dating for a couple months, but he's an alien. He's a little weird. I don't really know how I feel. He's very hot, but and then focusing on the psychology of the character of like, who is he and how would he feel? What would be an emotional crisis for Superman? And then trying to portray that on film without being too maudlin or sentimental or over the top. But what is his experience as a human being, as a person? And how can he change and grow in an interior fashion? Because we're not really focused usually on the interior of Superman. It's usually the exterior.
Everything he says at the end of this movie, I was just like, I feel that, and this is Superman, and I'm relating.
No,
I thought it was brilliant.
Oh,
Superman saves a lot of people to the point that at one point you have him save a squirrel.
Yeah.
Why was it so important to you to show the heroic side of Superman in moments of crisis?
Well, I think that we, in the world of the DCU, there's not only black and white, villains and heroes. There's all sorts of shades of gray, and the Justice Gang in the movie, who they call themselves, although they don't all agree to that name, they are, they work for a corporation. It's a little bit wild. I mean, and they're willing to kill if they need to. Like, that's just who they are. Which makes sense. I mean, but to have the opposite in Superman, somebody who considers every life sacred, whether it's a human or a flying dog or a squirrel. I wanted to show that the most important thing for him in that situation is not winning. It's not beating the monster. It is saving all of the people in harm's path. It's not even, saving property, just the people.
You mentioned the Justice Gang. When we talked to Guardians 3, I remember you told me about like the Infinity Stones thing and how you were like, I had to make that up as we did it because they asked me to put it in the movie, and the whole thing ended up based on that.
Yes.
The Justice Gang and their HQ in this movie is a huge part of DC lore, where it can go. When you have things like that you're putting in a movie to start the DC universe, launch it with this live-action Superman, how much have you learned from those moments like Guardians where you're planning out these things that are huge? And like, are you already considering, okay, well, I want to see this HQ evolve into something more?
Yeah, no, I know more now than I knew then. I mean, I know kind of where we're planning on going, God willing. So I know what the basic plan is. You see the Hall of Justice, and you see that it's not even finished yet. They're still putting the name up there. And it's owned by Maxwell Lord, and he owns the Justice Gang, basically.
Yeah, I love this movie. I love what you do with Superman. I obviously want to see him again as soon as possible. You know me.
Yeah.
When?
A couple years.
Okay, a couple years. I can't.
Well, no, you might see him. No, you'll see him before then.
So less than a couple years. All right,
you mean seeing the character,
see
or
Superman again?
Yeah, you'll see the character before then.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Did you keep anything from Superman? Well, you're the CEO now. I mean, you could. It's like, hey, I could keep that.
Yeah, I kind of have everything, but no, I have the crystals from the Fortress of Solitude, like most of us do.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
we ransacked that Fortress of Solitude.
If you need my address, I'll give you my address. All right, Jared, dude. Honestly, thank you so much for all the good chats through the years. Congratulations on making an awesome movie, man.
I appreciate it.
Thanks,
man.
dude.
Thanks, dude. See ya. That's cool, guys. Thank you. It's really cool.
BD here, thank you so much for watching my interviews with the cast and director of Superman. I'm so excited about the launch of the DC Universe, as you could tell by these interviews. And if you enjoyed them, please subscribe to the channel. Join us on Face Hero, which broadcasts live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on my YouTube channel, and is available on every major podcast platform. And go see Superman July 11th. Come back to the channel and chat about it with me. We're talking all things DC and beyond on the channel all the time. See you there.